so I'm fully aware of the fact I'm seriously so late to the party with doing a video on Nope. I kept having loads of videos coming out that I had to do particular sponsors for, and so the video kept getting pushed back, and in addition to that, it only came out in the UK like weeks after everywhere else, so that was a massive bummer. And then for the internet, that's like light years. So by the time I finally came around to having the opportunity this week to do a video on Nope, I sort of wondered, is it too late? But then I thought, no. Algorithm be damned. I want to talk about some things that I really enjoy, and Nope has been one of my favourite films this summer. It was awesome. Nope was indeed dope. And I'm going to sit here and talk about what I really liked about it. Nope is the third film from director Jordan Peele.
Not a spoon, not a fork, but something in between. A fapoon.
And it stars Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer as OJ and Emerald Hayward, a sibling duo who are tasked with trying to capture footage of a UFO in Hollywood, which will hopefully lead to some sort of fame and success.
Let's go, boy! Yeah!
The film explores the very nature of spectacle, what people will do to attain it, and what people will risk, in some cases their own safety, in order to try and profit and gain notoriety from it.
What if I told you that in about an hour, you'll leave here different?
It's a movie that's got some really great horror elements, got some really funny comedy, it kind of strays into action-adventure territory in the third act in the most beautiful way, and it's a film that like revels in ambiguity at a time where everyone wants to go away and read how everything is explained in every single detail of a movie. I think it's nice that Nope opts to have ambiguity in its questions, and it doesn't answer every single thing about the characters and about the creatures and about the supernatural stuff that occurs, and it implores the viewer to go away and formulate those answers themselves and hopefully go back for repeat viewings, as I did. You could see Nope at home, but I think that would stifle the wondrous images at play on a great big cinema screen, and Jordan Peele wrote it with a cinema experience in mind. So if you can see it in a cinema still, I know it's out on digital, I implore you to go and see it on the silver screen. I think you'll have an incredible time. It also works with the themes of the movie to go and see it in the cinema, because it is actively about the fact that we chase spectacle wherever we can get it, sometimes to our detriment, and so the appeal of seeing people get eaten and of seeing UFOs and of seeing monsters and terrifying stuff is something that I think we all need to go and share as a collective experience in the cinema. Before I go further, I want to talk about today's sponsor, NordPass. NordPass is a fantastic password manager that will help to keep your online accounts safe, secure, and easier to use. Do you ever use social media accounts like Facebook or Instagram to log into other websites? Have you ever wondered how easy it would be for anyone to hack into all of your data through hacking one of those initial accounts? You could face many risks online, including data theft and having private information shared, so a password manager can help keep all your different logins secure. NordPass is of course more than just a password manager, it's an essential cybersecurity tool that makes everyone's lives easier and safer. It's a simple, easy to use and very secure password manager created by the security experts who built NordVPN. The advanced online security and privacy app is trusted by more than 40 million users worldwide. It allows you to store all your passwords in one place, no need to memorize them anymore. There's an autofill feature so when you're browsing you can log in faster, no typing needed. You can generate secure passwords, the more complex the password, the better. You can shop and browse safer by securely storing your credit card and personal details on NordPass. You can also free your mind by jotting down handy Wi-Fi codes and security codes in one handy spot that's secured to you. There's a host of useful premium features, including a password health checker to see how strong your passwords really are, a data breach scanner, as well as emergency access protocols. Get exclusive access to NordPass's best offer here, in the description below, or use code FULLFAT at the checkout to get an additional month for free. Okay, so now I'm going to go into like some proper spoilers from here on out, so you've been warned. I think it's obviously a feat of acting to pull off a big bombastic performance, but it's also something really interesting and skilled to pull off an introverted performance, and I think that's exactly what Daniel Kaluuya does here. OJ is kind of quiet, he gets on better around animals than he does with human beings, and he's not like a big extroverted character. You can see little touches of that, like when he slaps his leg to get Emerald and Angel into the van, and his understanding that you shouldn't look predators in the eye is what ultimately allows him to be the best equipped to try and outrun Jean Jacket in the third act. His understanding of having mutual respect for both predator and prey, human and animal, is what allows him to beat Jean Jacket at his own game.
As the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood, we like to say since the moment pictures could move, we had skin in the game.
By contrast, Keke Palmer's Emerald is the sister that is full of life and full of energy, and she provides a wonderful contrast to OJ. She's the heart and soul of the movie in many ways, and it all culminates in her taking the former employee at TMZ's electric bike and zooming into Jupiter's claim to finally get a picture of the alien Jean Jacket and also fuck his shit up. She also does a really sweet live-action Akira slide, and it's just awesome. You really buy the dynamic between them as a brother and sister. They've got a really nice playful side, and they bounce off the extroverted Emerald with the introverted OJ really nicely. And you understand the dynamic and the care they have for each other through very small scenes. But Steven Yeun's dupe nearly steals the show in a particular scene where he describes a traumatic childhood event in which the ape on his show, Gordy, massacred the entire cast and he was the only survivor. And he opts to do this by not talking about the actual event, but by talking about the SNL skit in this fictional universe that depicted the Gordy's home event.
Crushing it. He is a force of nature. He is killing on that stage.
I think this scene is a stroke of genius on the part of Peele, because I have seen over the last couple of years like an increasing likelihood for people to relate media, particularly like Disney media, to real life traumatic events when they unfold. And I understand that, you know, through storytelling we find meaning out of perhaps tragedies and things that happen in our own lives or happen in the world. But sometimes this media is used to equate and supplement real conversations and feelings that are going on. And I think it's just so interesting that Peele has captured that with Dupe's character. Instead of facing his trauma and his past, he instead decides to just unhurl his passionate feelings about the media that he has consumed and uses that as a smokescreen to hide from his true self and his true feelings. And from that you can tell that he never quite learned any lessons from the traumatic event that happened at Gordy's home, and that's why later on he thinks that he can tame Jean Jacket. He thinks that there was some sort of reason why Gordy spared him perhaps, and that's why he could have that respectful relationship with the creature. But of course he doesn't have the thinking that OJ has, and he gets swallowed up whole along with all of his guests in the movie's most awesome scene. Dupe is kind of the mirror image to the audience. He chases spectacle at all costs, even at the expense of his safety, and he has it all through a lens that which he can make profit and which he can better himself and which he can get some sort of status out of absorbing that spectacle and knowing it better than anyone else. The character is also part of the second most horrific scene in the movie, which is when you actually get to see what happened with the ape killing everyone. And I just love this scene because, again, you've got that ambiguity. You don't know how this event relates to Jean Jacket, if it relates at all. There's cause to think that maybe it's got nothing to do with aliens or UFOs or otherworldly creatures, and perhaps something supernatural happens. We of course see the shoe that is impossibly pointing upwards, and I just love that it breeds all those questions like, this is like another bad miracle, and does it just sort of suppose in this universe that tons of supernatural and otherworldly events, you know, are happening that can't be explained and that you never will get any answers for? And of course it relates back to our own life and our own chasing of spectacle, because we love mysteries, we love to find fear in the unknown. It's exciting to us. Gordy signing to dupe what happens to family implies that he was indeed possessed, but we never get any more context to that. We're left to wonder whether he was just an animal that snapped, or whether something else was going on entirely. Dupe never chases the answers to those questions, so the audience never gets them. The Gordy's home flashback just serves to enforce the themes of the movie and Dupe's own character, which I think is a brilliant move. Angel has less to do, but he's still a fun character. He wears his heart on his sleeve. Fucking CW.
Yeah, fucking CW.
And he is the sort of point of view of the conspiracy theorist who has researched into all of, you know, the released documents from the US over the last couple of years on UFOs and, is it UAPs?
Oh, fuck it. I'll tell you why they changed the name. All right, it's because they want to keep us in the dark.
And he's interested in finding out about the nature of Jean Jacket because he wants the knowledge. He wants to wade through the ignorance and uncover the truth. So he sort of is obsessed by Jean Jacket in a completely different manner to Dupe. And I think because he doesn't chase it for reasons other than like knowledge, I think that's partly why he survives the end of the movie. Then running out the cast, we have Michael Wincott as Antler's Holst, a cinematographer. This is just an awesome character, and I love Michael Wincott. I love his voice.
He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Between this, Strange Days, and Alien Resurrection, you've got like a pretty terrific trio of Michael Wincott sci-fi films where you can hear that awesome voice and see him get up to awesome things like shooting xenomorphs or capturing UFOs on film, or being a music producer who wears weird sci-fi gizmos that allow you to replay memories. Strange Days. Oh my god, what a movie. 5 stars. Fantastic. He too is obsessed with capturing the impossible, filming the unfilmable, but he wants it, again, for different reasons to all the other characters, and he is aware of our own flawed nature. He tells Angel that we don't deserve the impossible, and he is the only one that willingly is served to Jean Jacket.
It's gonna be all right, Angel. We don't deserve the impossible.
He doesn't care as long as he gets to witness it and capture it. He is more interested in the thrill of experiencing the spectacle itself. We can watch as the impossible passes us by, but armed only with our own ignorance, we are facing certain doom. And then we have the most important character in the movie, Jean Jacket itself. The UFO is not in fact a craft for housing little green men, it is in fact the creature itself. This is an awesome design. I love how it goes from like a classic UFO saucer into this sort of like flowery mosaic creature with this weird kind of inflatable kite eye. I love that where practical can be used, like when Dupe and the crowd are being sucked up, they opt for like this kind of like inflatable intestines and tubes and stomach. It makes it feel kind of like partly biomechanical in the same way like the xenomorph is, which I'm always down for. You never learn anything concrete about Jean Jacket. You don't even know if it is an alien creature. It might just be something that's in our own world and has existed for centuries and has just become so incredible at avoiding detection that very few people ever lay eyes on it.
Why is there no such thing as perfect hiding?
The CGI is perfect, it never looks out of place, and then coupling that with the grotesque practical scene of watching people get swallowed up is just awesome. There's some really stunning cinematography by Hoyt van Hoytema, plenty of pure horror images, blood, gore, darkness, offset by a baking sun and some well shot action. The third act is probably what made me go back to see it in the cinema again. When Michael Abel's The Run Urban Legends score kicks up, it feels like it turns into an action-adventure cowboy movie. And it is just so epic to see OJ outrun Jean Jacket on a horse and then quickly slide off and narrowly avoid Jean Jacket as it sort of like flies on its side. The score is incredible in that moment, and it's just really exciting. And I love how you can go from some comedy scenes that really make you giggle to the traumatic Gordy's home scene, to watching loads of people get swallowed up in the guts of this monster, to watching OJ outrun it, and you're sitting there pumped up and excited like you're watching a summer action movie. It's got like a little bit of everything in terms of the nature of spectacle. Jordan Peele said that he wrote this at a time during COVID when he wasn't sure if cinemas would survive, or at least not in the way that we know them, so he wanted to create something that would get bums in seats. And I think it's so awesome that rather than just making a spectacle, he decided to question the very nature of it at the same time. I really liken him to M. Night Shyamalan in that way, in that even if sometimes there's some wonky moments or like some thin characters across his movies, there's always a really strong sci-fi concept that begs more questions and is often deeper than it seems at first sight. And I think M. Night Shyamalan has that as well, particularly like something like Old. Some of the dialogue is awful, but I really love that movie. I think it's really interesting because of the concepts at play and where it takes them. I really enjoy Jordan Peele's work. I loved Get Out. I thought Us was a real step up for him in terms of direction, and I just love that he is constantly creating original ideas and original movies that get bums in seats, that get people talking, and he is one of the few directors that is not a seasoned veteran that can get bums in seats just from his name alone. He's also really good at creating iconic horror monsters and locations and ideas, and that is becoming so few and far between these days. He's created like the notion of the sunken place, then we've got like what I think is a classic new movie monster in The Tethered. I love the design of those red jumpsuits with the single brown glove and the golden scissors, the way they move, the way they talk. It is so incredibly eerie. Lupita Nyong'o as performance is one of the greatest horror performances of the last 10 years, I think, and I just feel like he's gone free for free now. He's gone from strength to strength, because I really enjoyed Nope as well, and it's also given us Jean Jacket on top of that. So I think I can't wait to see what his next movie monster is going to be, what he wants to do next. I think he's a really special filmmaker who is really going against the tide of the capes and the cinematic universes that we are inundated, and I think his movies need to be propagated, and we need to go and see them so that we keep getting more movies of that quality with questions that you yourself can answer. I think this movie would pair nicely with a 2018 vintage bottle of Under the Silver Lake, and also the more recent Benson and Moorhead's Something in the Dirt, because all three movies deal with the mysterious, mythic nature of Hollywood and potentially paranormal secrets. Say yes to Nope, and go and see it in as big a screen as you can, and you will not regret it. A big thank you to my full fat tier patron, Dr. Chike. If you'd like to donate money to my Patreon, you can find me at patreon.com/fullfatvideos. If you'd like to find me on Instagram, you can find me at full_fat_videos. And if you'd like to find me on Twitter, you can find me at fullfatvideos.